Whether any of us have the right answer or not, it's thanks to this show that I remembered, as long as you can continue to question whether you are right.
不正解は無意味を意味しない。
何かを知るということだ。
指導説を信仰してる。このためにわざわざ生まれてきた。
きっと迷いの中に倫理がある。
筆教。それは知性だ。
You won't find the wrong answer. Once again, Orb is it, man. Orb is it. I saw someone ask if Orb was in my top 10 shows of all time. I think it might be in my top 5. I was having a conversation with Alan after we finished this video because we basically were just like, yeah, this is on an editing level. My editing team really blew it out of the park because this was such a well-edited video. But not only that, Alan said, my editor, he told me that he thinks it's such a good video because he was like, I think this is some of the best writing you've done, specifically for Orb, because a little bit of backstory. They really didn't want Orb to be number one. They really didn't want Orb to be number one because I'd already talked about it twice and they fucking hated editing Orb. They hated editing Orb as a job because they couldn't stop complaining about how fucking dark it is and how fucking hard it is to make something visually interesting out of it. And they were like, we hate this. Even my own team were like, can you stop glazing Orb so fucking much? But then Alan told me afterwards, he was like, yeah, when I was editing it, your segment on Orb actually reframed the way I thought about it. He was like, yeah, you even changed my mind about it. And off camera, you won't even you won't stop talking about this show. And I think when I was writing the segment, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, sometimes you just find a show in the right time in your life. And it goes beyond I've watched enough anime now where there are so many fucking amazing shows, so many powerful shows and so many shows that hit deep, even in this decade. Like Vinland Saga, for example, and Made in Abyss, which I've already talked about. But I think the more I thought about it when I was writing this, the more I was like, yeah, I think Orb to me just found me at the right time in my life, and at the right time within what the world was going through as well. I pretty much summed up why this show hit me so hard and why its messaging hit me so hard in my paragraph. But to me, Vinland Saga, masterpiece, for example, Attack on Titan, amazing, generational show. Made in Abyss 2, oh my god, that show is so fucking powerful. Orb to me was that rare occurrence of an insanely powerful show coming to me when the messaging couldn't hit harder. Because the reason I rewatched it so many times this year was just because every time I logged online on the internet and just saw just whatever the was going on and the state of the world, I just Orb just kept occupying my mind. And the more times I rewatched it, the more times I really fucking just appreciated what it was trying to do and the messaging that it was trying to convey. And yeah, it is my anime of the decade. It's going to be difficult for anything to top this in my mind, just because this is a rare case of a show being insanely good and insanely powerful and kind of just hitting me at the right time in my life, because you can't always account for that. And there are some shows where I appreciate the messaging no matter what. Orb is something that, yeah, like I said, the stars just aligned. That was not a pun. Orb is just that one show that was just at the right place at the right time. And yeah, that's it. It is shot up into top 5 favorite shows of all time for me. I love it that much, and it has affected me that much. And whenever I see people arguing and whenever I see myself in a disagreement, I think about Orb. It's literally just a show that has affected my mentality and affected the way I think IRL. And you can't always put a price on that. And yeah, that is basically it. That is my best of anime 2025, and I'm insanely proud of this video, and I think my team did a great job. And whether you agreed with it or not, well, I hope that you understand where I'm coming from, because that's all that really matters. I don't need you to agree. Like Orb, I don't need you to agree. I hope that you at least understand my perspective.